Hello everybody, it's Foster and I'm back with another video. Today I am going to be reading chapter 15 of Borrow My Heart by Kasie West. I hope you all enjoy it and I'm just going to get into it. Chapter 15. Role. If a guy wants you to go in the ocean, he needs to provide the protective metal cage. Do you think the real Gemma will show up today? Camilla asked as we sat on the beach towel I had spread out on the sand, still not sure exactly what we were doing. Maybe we were going for a ride in Dale's boat. I mean, I could handle that. In front of us was the rocky shore. To our left was a boardwalk that ran along the water's edge, lined with restaurants on the land side, and boats of various shapes and sizes on the water side. I didn't remember what Dale's boat looked like from the one picture I'd seen on Instagram, but it could be one of those. I do not know. I'd been wondering the same thing the day before. Would it be a relief at all if Gemma was real? Yeah, Camilla said. My throat tightened and so did my chest. What is that about? He would pick you, she said. What? No, I still don't like him like that, I said. I couldn't like Asher like that. I'd been lying to him. This wasn't something that I could just joke my way out of at this point. He would not choose me. He would choose the person who had been truthful. Or at least more truthful. Okay, whatever you say. Camilla's eyes caught on something over my shoulder and went wide. Don't panic. What? What is it? I asked, going perfectly still. Is it a sea lion? Did one come up behind me? She rolled her eyes. Seriously, Ren? Has that ever happened to you in the history of going to the beach? There's a first time for everything. I looked over my shoulder, feeling a bit safer, and saw the real reason for her warning. Asher and Dale, heading our way from the parking lot of the closest restaurant, each holding a paddleboard under one arm. No, I said. No. Why do they have those? They're probably planning on paddleboarding, she said. With us. Not happening. I felt the panic bubble rise in my chest at even the thought of going out there. How am I going to get out of this? Help me think of a way out, please. There's this little thing I like to call the truth, Camilla said, smirking. You open your mouth, and the words that come out of it are the things that are real. You want me to tell Asher, I'm not Gemma, right here, in front of Dale, the wannabe influencer. Dale is not some heartless troll. I mean... Hello, Asher said as he and Dale joined us. Where are your boards? I was told you were an award-winning paddleboarder, Dale said. I personally like my water sports to involve motors, but using my own muscles once in a while helps keep them from a trophy. Award-winning? Was this girl the self-proclaimed best at everything? Who told you that? Your masseuse? I don't think my masseuse knows your paddleboarding history, he said. She meant the atrophy part of the statement, Camilla said. Oh, Dale responded. The trophy part was obviously why can't I read proper words? Fictionist. He flexed his biceps as if to prove his muscles were the opposite of withering. How are you? Asher said to me. He looked adorable in his swim trunks and an oversized bucket hat. Okay then, buddy. Okay. Panicking, I wanted to yell. Trying to figure out what we're going to do for the next Bean Games. We have 12 people signed up. I know, and Chad thought nobody would be interested. Who's Chad? Dill asked. He was literally in your backyard, Camilla said. Oh, the pretty boy? He is pretty, Camilla agreed. Asher looked at me. No comment, I said, and he laughed. Dale dropped the board into the sand and slid a backpack off his back. He unzipped it and pulled out a helmet with some sort of bendy antenna on top. Check it out, he said. What exactly are we looking at? Dale took his phone out of the front pocket of his bag and attached it to the antenna. We will capture it all out on the water. Have you ever heard of a GoPro? Camilla asked. Do you know how much better video quality is produced by my phone? I guess not, she said. What exactly is there to capture out on the water? I asked. So many possibilities. Did you ever see that video of the kayaker swallowed by a whale? Yes, I responded, pointing to Camilla. Ugh, Camilla said with an eye roll. Don't get her started. Dale slid the helmet onto his head. You look like an idiot, Asher said. Says the guy in the bucket hat. My thoughts exactly. Is that? Dale was staring at something behind me. I screamed and whirled around. Eleanor? Dale finished, and I let out a relieved breath until I processed what he'd actually said. My eyes zeroed in on every single person, one at a time, in the parking lot. An old man with a beard, a woman holding hands with a toddler, an Asian girl around our age with long black hair and perfect skin. She wore a bikini top and shorts, and she was gorgeous. Ren thinks a sea lion is going to sneak up behind her and... What? Ren thinks a sea lion's going to sneak up behind her and what? Camilla said in my direction. Eat you? I forced my eyes away from parking lot girl, who may or may not have been Eleanor, and pointed to Dale's helmet. Remember that video of the sea lion who pulled the little girl off the pier and into the water? That won't happen, Camilla said. I actually saw that video, Dale said. I hope that does happen. Sea lions are tools, Asher said. We had an inside joke, and I hated that I liked that. What's she doing here, dude? Dale asked, not one to be easily sidetracked. So it was Eleanor. I don't know, Asher said. There's only one bay in town, and it's not like I own it. I should ask my parents to buy it. Then we would own it. Asher sighed, and Dale laughed. I rolled my eyes, but laughed as well. He really was doing it on purpose, making himself seem more obnoxious than he was. I could see that now. Camilla looked confused. Who were we talking about? My ex, Asher said, gesturing towards the parking lot like Eleanor was still standing there. She wasn't. She had gone into one of the restaurants along the dock, or I assumed she had, because I couldn't see her anywhere. Your ex showed up today? Camilla caught my eye. I knew what she was thinking. Was Eleanor Asher's catfish? Had she been trying to meet him today? A weird play to get him back, or get at him, or to get him back, or get back at him. So, seriously, Asher said, changing the subject. Why didn't you bring your boards? They're locked in her sister's garage, Camilla said, surprising me. I didn't think she was ready to perjure herself for me, but maybe she had gotten a glimpse of the girl in the parking lot too, and was second-guessing her declaration earlier that Asher would choose me. Maybe she decided that with one look that he wouldn't. She borrowed them, and now she's at work. We can rent some from the place on Main, Asher suggested. No, we can take turns on these, Camilla said, grabbing hold of Dale's wrist. We'll go first. I wanted to hug her, but instead I dropped back into the towel and tried to gain the feeling back in my legs. And that is the end of chapter 15. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you sometime in the near future for the next one.